Good morning. I'm Jane Bradley, CEO at smartspider.net. Smartspider.net is an association in the 505 for consultants and all professionals. Welcome to our regular interview of our fabulous members. The reason SmartSpider exists and our one word motto is collaboration. That's our culture. What we do is we form collaborations. Today, my very, very special guest is Delfina Garcia, owner and director manager of Garcia and Associates marketing firm, lovingly known in the 505 as the Queen. Good morning, Delfina. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful, Jane. How are you?
I am good. You know, I speak to Delfina frequently, and I've never heard her answer anything when I ask her how you are, except
Ashley.
wonderful. Are you always wonderful, Delfina?
Every day.
I wish we knew how we could bottle your energy and your vibe in life and sell it. We would make a fortune, girlfriend. How did you come by this great positive outlook in life?
Well, I think it's really important just to practice it every day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when you feel and want to not be happy, you have to practice it every day, and you have to say it to yourself, and you have to believe it every day. So even when things are going bad, you really have to look at the good in the bad.
The good in the bad is there. Delfina, that's brilliant. Tell me a little about Garcia and Associates Marketing. When was this firm organized, and why did you start it?
I'm gonna say I think I have with Garcia and Associates, because I changed the name, right? I wanted it to be after my grandfather. My grandfather was he was a really big, important part of my life, and his last name was Garcia. So I thought I needed to go with that. But I think it's been I think we're going on 2 years with using Garcia and Associates, or a year and a half, something like that. But I've been doing marketing and business development for a long time. But I did also a bunch of other things, and it was actually going through mentoring with Jane that I kind of started to focus on what I did really well. And that's how we kind of stumbled across, oh, yeah, she does that very well, and that's what she really likes to do. So maybe she should do that.
And let the rest go.
Yes.
And that's worked out really, really well for you, hasn't it?
It has. It has taken a turn that I never could even imagine. You know, when I said earlier, you look for the good in the bad. So my husband had got hurt at work, and we had to, I really had to figure out how I could manage paying all the bills. And at that time, I was still building. I was building something different, and I was like, Jane, I need help. And so Jane met with me. We sat together, and I told her if I wasn't able to pay for these 2 houses that we own and everything else, that we would lose them. So I had about a 30-day time frame to get busy and really be able to bring in some income. And Jane sat with me, and she said, we're not leaving this table until we have a plan. And when we came up with the plan, I still told Jane, that ain't gonna work. And Jane said, it'll work if you do it. If you work the plan, it'll work. And, since I know everything, Jane convinced me just to go out and do it. And it was actually the doctor who owned a clinic where my husband was being seen for his injuries that I met with. He was looking for a marketing director. or somebody to do marketing for him. And I had no idea, what he was marketing for. But he was my first client who signed with me exactly how Jane said he would. And actually, what he had told me was, I'll pay you what you're asking, but I think you're worth a whole lot more. And I was like, really? You think? So it became just from there it went. So now I actually have already worked. I have right now on contract 3 clinics. I have 2 other clinics that are in the works. I strictly focus mostly on lawyers and doctors. I work in the personal injury um, area for marketing and business development. So that's my day. I go out and talk to lawyers all day, and I come back and talk to doctors. And it's been an amazing change in my life, not just personally, not just to be able to pay my house payments and everything else, but also, it's changed financially to where I can pretty much go and do whatever I choose to do. My husband didn't work for over a year and a half, and he didn't have to go back to work, but thank goodness he did, because he doesn't clean very well and cook. So it's been a huge difference, a huge change. Jane has been my mentor for, I'm gonna say, gosh, Jane was 3 going on 4 years. And I could tell you that 1, you need a mentor, and 2, you need to listen to them. I know Jane, I give her a hard time. She's the only one that could deal with me though. But she has really helped me in everything that I was doing in my business, because I was all over the place. I was just not focused. And sometimes we need somebody to help us get focused and hold us accountable also. So I took 1 clinic I was working with and built another for that same owner. So now he has 2 clinics that are still running today, where I still am sending clients to. The new clinic is amazing. It's a specialty clinic. So I went from working with chiropractors now to working with MDs and neurologists and orthos. So it's changed.
You can you can easily see why we call Delfina the queen. You give her a kernel of an idea, and the next time you look at it, it's a full-grown oak tree. That's what's happened. Delfina was one of our original members in Smart Spider, and it has been a joy to work with her and watch her business just not just grow, but to blossom into its full potential. Delfina has agreed to be one of our sponsors. Look at that, growing from, gee, I don't know how I'm going to make my house payment, to sponsoring, being a formal sponsor of the Smart Spider Mixer, which is on the reopening is the last Tuesday in June 29th, 5:30, at another person that Delfina works with. And tell us where it's going to be, Delfina.
It's going to be with another one of my clients, is Bubba's 33. That's off Pan American. And we're going to have a great time. Lots of fun always happens over there. And we'll even have some goodie bags to give to our members. It'll have some special items in it. I'm super excited.
So we're super excited about the whole thing. I know that all of you will want to come. You'll want to meet Delfina because she truly is the queen of marketing in Albuquerque. I remember several years ago, I said to Delfina, when you have 2 or 3 employees working for you, we'll whatever I said. And she said, Jane, I just want to do this by myself. I don't want employees to deal with. And the other night, I was talking to Delfina about something, and she said, well, I may not have time to do that, but I can get one of my team to do it for you. Is that an accurate description?
Yes, that is accurate. Yes.
Talking to Delfina and Smart Spider members that I have watched over the years that have taken advantage of all of our programs, our mastermind groups, our fabulous mixers, our mentoring programs, and watching them grow into living their dreams has been a joy in my life. And getting to know fabulous people like Delfina, who's now living her dream, has just been the icing on the cake for me.
Right.
So, Delfina, I look forward to seeing you sometime later in this week when we talk about the swag bags and all of the special things that were going on. You know, we have a lot of surprises for that evening, toast by dignitaries and lots of things. So I'm looking forward to seeing you later in the week. Thank you for being you, and thank you for being in my life.
Yes. Well, I just have one thing to say, Jane.
Yes.
This is very important for people to hear. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could do what you love and you were paid the value you give for what you do? Because that's what I get to do every single day. And I want to thank you, Jane. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for being able to argue with me. Because thanks to you and you seeing more in me than I could actually see in myself, I have grown, and so have I financially.
Oh, Delfina, thank you just for being you. You know, as a mentor, it's not easy to mentor a queen. And I will say, thank you, Delfina. See you all on June 29th, 5:30 in the big tent at Bubba's 33. In the meantime, have a happy, healthy, and prosperous week. This is Jane Bradley, smartspider.net.